Girls like anime here, and today I'm going to be making my first ever video on this channel. I have made videos before on other channels, but I don't really feel like talking about them, so my name is coming from Rock, which is my favourite Pokemon, and the fact that I like anime. This was suggested to me by a friend to name it like anime. I would shout her out, but she'd probably murder me, so I'm not going to. This video is going to be about me ranking the 20 members of Class 1A in My Hero Academia. As of making this video, I have not watched that many animes yet. I'm still in the stages of starting, but I have a list. I've watched 8 animes, but I really like anime. Okay, so let's get this list started. Let's see. Now, 20th place. This is the only character in the show that I actually properly hate. Every other character on this list I like, they're just low because they don't really have much screen time. So without any further ado, number 20, Minoru Mineta. Mineta is a small member of Class 1A. He cries a lot, kind of like Deku does, but Minoru Mineta is also kind of a perv. I just really don't like him. He just ruins scenes for me, and to be honest, I don't want his character to die, but if he could just not exist or not be in Class 1A, I wouldn't mind. I don't really like characters that are normally pervy. Some people might comment and say, oh, you probably like Meliodas from 7 Deadly Sins, which I don't, but we'll get to that in another video. But Minoru, I don't really like him, but if you like him, good for you. That's your choice. 19. Rikida Sato. I know I'm probably saying his name wrong. Now, I don't hate this character. The only reason he's number 19 is that he isn't that interesting, and he doesn't get enough screen time to actually make me like him more. Rikida Sato's quirk is Sugar Rush, which means if he eats sugar, he becomes super powerful. I don't remember how many milligrams it is, but he becomes super powerful for about 3 minutes. Now, I did like his room where he was cooking stuff, but really, he hasn't had enough screen time for me to justify putting him further up on the list, or to be able to say much more about him than this. Not a bad character, but needs more screen time. 18. Koja Koda. Now, Koda, like with the others, except from Minoru, I do not hate Koda. The only reason he's higher than Sato is because I prefer his quirk to Sato's. He is a good character, just very quiet, and doesn't get that much screen time. He did pass the exam with Jiro, but apart from that, I haven't really seen that much of him. I would love for him to get more screen time and maybe climb up my personal list more, as I do love animals, and normally the one with an animal quirk would be quite high up on my list. But he just doesn't have enough screen time, which really is a shame, as he is a really great character. Hand to Zero. Now, Zero's quirk is that he can shoot sellotape from his elbows, which is kind of strange, but yeah, he has a lot more screen time than Koda and Sato. However, he's kinda not really memorable. To me, he doesn't really have much of a personality. He just shoots tape from his elbows. That's the main reason I remember him. However, his quirk does remind me of Spider-Man a bit, which does make me like him a bit more. He also has a lot more screen time than other characters, so In fairness, he is quite a cool character. I just would like him to have more screen time. I mean, he does have quite a bit, but like screen time where we get to know his personality, get to know what he's like more. But yeah, Hantasero is 17. Yuga Ayama. Ayama is very fashionable. I cannot stop twinkling. Well, his actual hero name is Can't Stop Twinkling Now, or something like that. But I like both. Now, people might be upset that he's so far down the list. I do really like Yuga Ayama. It's just, there's so many other good characters in this show, and he just hasn't stood out to me as a character that I've wanted to make as one of my favourites. However, he is always good for a laugh, especially when Mina's making fun of him. He is definitely the most fashionable member of Class 1A, and I'm pretty sure to that he would say merci, as in thank you. 15. Mashiro Ojiro. Mashiro Ojiro's quirk is tail, which basically means he just has a tail. He isn't really like that memorable to me, considering his quirk isn't all that flashy. He is, however, quite memorable to me in other ways, as I do quite ship him with the invisible girl. I can't bother to remember her name. But he is quite a good character. He is seen as manly by Kirishima when he leaves the sports festival because he was mind controlled and he doesn't feel like he deserved that victory. Overall, he's a good character. He just needs more development in his backstory, which we should get at some point. I can say that about most of the characters though that are quite low down on the list. They just need more backstory and more screen time, so I can know if I like them more or not. 14. Mezzo Shoji. Shoji has a really questionable quirk. His quirk means he pretty much has tentacles and he can regrow his limbs onto them. His quirk is officially called Dupliarms, and he can like have eyes on the end of his arms, he can grow other arms, he can have ears, he can have mouths. It's kind of freaky, but he is a quite heroic character, and he does get quite a bit of screen time. He, as creepy as his quirk may be, he is still a good character. He's just ranked 14th because there's characters I prefer over him. 13. Toru Hagakure. Toru is the invisible girl. The one who all of us question how she went to UA, although it is said that there are like things on the back of the robots that she could have pressed. Either way, we don't really know much about her. She doesn't really have much of personality. The one reason she's ranked quite highly though is because I'm just imagining when she was 4, when quirks start to manifest, she just suddenly turns invisible, like her parents are just there and suddenly, where did our daughter go? She's invisible! But then again, if you get the same quirk as your parents, that means that her parents probably have invisibility quirks as well. Who knows? However, I do quite enjoy some of her scenes. Like, she's quite memorable to me when she feels sad that she wasn't that noticeable, and I'm like, yeah, you're invisible. You're wearing just gloves and boots. And I do quite like her relationship with Ojiro. And it is quite funny when like they try and show her expressions and they just put on the screen grin to show that she's been grinning. She's an okay character. That is why she's ranked 13. 12. Denki Kaminari. Denki is kind of a pathetic character like Mineta, except from he doesn't exactly always act on it. He doesn't actively go and touch other girls' stuff, and he doesn't do He's not as perverted as Mineta. However much you might like to see the girls in their bikinis, he's just not as perverted. His quirk is also a lot cooler. His quirk is electrocution. And he can electrocute people. However, he does lose brain cells when he does this. He also scored lowest in the class for the exams and failed his final. He is a lovable dumbass, as a lot of people would say. However, the reason he's kind of low on the list, but not really, is because I just prefer other characters. But it is cool when he gets his ability to like shoot it through a finger and not have to harm everyone around him when he figures that out. Overall, he is a pretty cool character, and that's why he's 12th on the list. 7. Mina Ashido. Congratulations, Mina, on nearly making it to top 10. If I was to do a top 10 list for Class 1A, she'd be the honourable mention. But the reason why Mina is so close to being in top 10, but not exactly. Mina is a really cool character. She's quite funny, she gets along with people. I like how she wanted to be called Alien Queen, but then Midnight was like, no. So she was like, okay, then I'll be Pinky. And I do love that superhero name. Her quirk allows her to spray acid from her hands, and she's pretty powerful with that. I also love how she like ice skates with the acid. She came 19th on the test, so she didn't exactly do that well. And she failed the finals. But she is very lovable and a very good character. I personally do ship her a tiny bit with Kaminari as well, as they are both dumbasses together. But, however, I ship Kaminari and Jiro more than them two. But if that doesn't happen, then this is the secondary ship. Ship B. I do love Mina though. Anything with her is almost hilarious. And I know at some point we're going to get to see more of her backstory, so I'd just love to see that. Now this is where I get to what would be my top 10 list of Class A. 1A. So at the number 10 spot is Fumika Tokoyami. I know I messed up his first name, but we don't really hear his first name that often, so yeah. Tokoyami's quirk is Dark Shadow. He basically has like this shadow that can come out of him and attack people. This shadow is pretty cool, and it's like having an extra person. However, when it's dark, Dark Shadow can become out of control and hard to control. His quirk is quite cool. I also like how Tokoyami looks like a bird all the time. He is a rather cool character, and that's why he's this high up on the list. He also was a very useful member of Team Deku during the Cavalry battle, and I just find him having like a friend forever, Dark Shadow, quite cute. He is a great character, and I'd love to see more of him. 9 on the list. Tenya Ida. Tenya is class representative. He always has overly, exaggerated expressions. He often uses his arms to show what he is saying. And it's often quite funny. He is one of the main 3 characters, and his quirk engine means he has engines in his legs. His quirk is pretty cool. I also like the arc with Hero Killer Stain, where he went to go get revenge, and he learned that he shouldn't do that. Being a little brother of a superhero who's very well recognised, and then having the big brother paralysed from the legs downwards must be awful, because now everyone expects him to be able to do this. He is a great class representative and always puts his classmates before himself. He is such a caring person that is why he's this high on the list. I also just love most scenes with him. Even when they get dark, he's still Tenya Ida, one of the best characters in the show. Number 8. Number 8 is Die, you damn nerd! It's Katsuki Bakugo, also known as Kachan, or King Explosion Murder, or Lord Explosion Murder, or as Kirishima calls him, Explosion Boy. Katsuki Bakugo. Where do I begin with this amazing character? Katsuki is the school bully. Well, he was, but now I don't think many people in his class actually like him. Although he does have a friend known as Kirishima. Katsuki Bakugo is blessed with an amazing quirk. He also wins the sports festival. However, his attitude and how much he hates Deku is surprising. Also, he doesn't sound very hero-y a lot. Mainly because he tells people to die all the time. Even people that I don't think he wants to die. Although one scene with him did make me laugh when he was brushing his teeth and was telling the germs to die. He doesn't really seem like hero material, but I liked the bit when he was kidnapped by the villains, and they tried to make him into a villain. But he doesn't want to be a villain, although he may have all the characteristics of it. He wants to be a hero. He's not a very nice one. He is such an incredible character though. And to be honest, many people will probably be sad that he's only number 7 on my list. But that doesn't mean this was a very tough list to make. I absolutely love Bakugo. I don't know why, he's just amazing. Izuku Midoriya, aka Deku. Deku is the main character. He started off without having a quirk. Then he met his number 1 hero, and technically number 1 hero in the world, All Might. All Might then gained some respect for Deku, and showed him that he could pass his power on to him if Deku ate his hair. Deku wanted to do this because Deku wanted to be a hero. Deku's growth throughout the show, it's just amazing, and how he becomes very strong. He meets a girl who we're pretty sure has a crush on him. There's Toga, the villain, who we're pretty sure has a crush on him. She literally states it. But her crushes are weird and she probably wants to kill him. Deku is going to be a number 1 hero, because that's what he says at the beginning of every episode. And when he saved the young boy, his name will come to me at a later date, Kota, was incredible. He really is a hero. He's an amazing cinnamon roll. And the only reason he's this 7th and that will annoy people is because he's a good character, just not as much as some other characters I love. But Deku is a really good main character, and I love this show. And he's one of the main reasons I love it. This is the character that just about missed being on the top 5 for me, of Class 1A. Shoto Todoroki. Shoto Todoroki is an amazing character. He has a tragic backstory, which makes me surprised he's not the main character sometimes. Like Deku said, he has the makings of a comic book main character. He has a scar over one eye, Prince Dooku style, because his mother poured boiling hot water over it. Also, being the number 2 hero's son and being specifically made so that he can be the number 1 hero to beat All Might must be tough. His father expects so much of him, and Todoroki despises him for that. He is the one child that actually works as his father intended, and when Todoroki Father Edition became number 1 hero because All Might retired, what is even the point of Todoroki Young Edition anymore? Because now Todoroki is just going to overtake his father. I do love Todoroki though. It's just funny though how in the UA Sports Festival he was like, we are not here to be friends, and then literally when his friends were being attacked by the hero killer, he was like, my friend might be in trouble. I do love Todoroki though. He is an amazing character. He is half hot, half cold, and I just love it. Now this is what would be my top 5 list if I ever made one. I don't think any other characters, even if they're not in Class 1A, would be able to overtake this. But yeah. Number 5 is the manliest one of them all, Ijiro Kirishima. His quirk is hardening. He can basically harden parts of his body. Although he failed the finals exam, he is a very good character. He is all about everyone being manly. He is also the only person that's really been able to make and build a solid relationship with Bakugo and become his friend, which is a really hard task to achieve. He cares a lot about his classmates, and he's just a really good character. I personally love most scenes with him, especially when he's talking to Bakugo and Bakugo's just being mean. Although there are some scenes, like in the movie when Kirishima gets hit into the wall and Bakugo literally shouts his name like he's concerned. It does show Bakugo does care about Kirishima. It shows that Kirishima can even make friends with people like Bakugo, which is a very hard task in itself. 4 is a character. If you've been paying attention during this, you'll notice I've only mentioned 2 of the girls so far. So you can probably guess that all the rest of the ones are girls. Because there's only 6 girls in Class 1A. The person I have ranked 4th is Kyoka Jiro. Jiro's quirk is earphone jack, which means she basically has earphone jacks coming out of her ears, by her earlobes. She can modify her heartbeats to attack. She is a cool rocker girl, and she always manages to stop Mineta when he's pervy. Well, a lot of the time. She is often disgusted by his perviness, and once even poked him in the eye when he tried to peep on them. I personally ship her with Kaminari, as she's always seen teasing him. She is quite a cool character, and I personally have a lot of love for her. Normally when I start watching a show, it's normally 3 or 2 characters that all fight for the first place spot. However, in this show it was 4 of them. Her and the next 3 on the list. But she got the lowest out of those lot, but it was a very tough battle and she's very close. It's a very close list in terms of that. 3. So, as you probably gathered, the top 3 are all girls. 3rd place, for me, is Momo Yaoyorozu. Momo is admitted to My Hero Academia's school, UA High, through recommendations. So you expect a girl like that to be full of confidence. She also scored number 1 on the test. She is very intelligent, and she helped the others to study. However, she ends up losing confidence when she loses against Tokoyami so easily in the sports festival. Her losing confidence and then her regaining it with Todoroki is just adorable. I ship her and Todoroki a lot. She also is just an amazing character to me. She has the possibility to be overpowered, but lacks the confidence in herself most of the time. It's also interesting how she needs to know how each item is constructed to be able to construct it herself. To be honest, her quirk is just amazing. I don't really like how, fan servicey she is, which is probably why she's number 3. But she is such a great character that I can look past that and still say I love her, and at one point I just want to draw her. I'm not even a good artist, I don't even draw that often, but I want to draw her. She is incredible, kind and nice. She is just an amazing character. So are most of the characters in this, but Momo is amazing. I probably knew that, like, this one would be either number 2 or number 1. Ochako Uraraka is personally my number 2 pick. Ochako is one of the main 3. She is the girl that probably has a crush on Deku, and she is his potential love interest. She is one that saved him when he was about to fall over, and she referred to him as Falling Boy later on. And she was at one point saved by Deku. And then she saved him by slapping him in the face so that he'd float. She is a very sweet girl, and her dreams and her quirk Zero Gravity is also amazing. She can literally, and I love her dream to make money. At first it sounded selfish, but it's so her parents take it easy. And to be honest, that is so sweet. Ochako is someone I'd want to be friends with in real life. And she just seems like such a positive spark of energy. And I felt my mood would just be instantly increased by seeing her. You know those friends you have where you see them and you just instantly feel better? I feel like Ochako would be one of those people. She has the potential to become a great hero. And to be honest, I just love her. One person. If you've been paying attention during this list, you already know who it is. But my number 1 pick for Class A, and is my favourite character overall in My Hero Academia, is Tsuyu Asui, or Froppy. Tsuyu's quirk is Frog, which basically means she can do anything a frog can. This quirk in itself isn't really that impressive, but I do like it. Tsuyu can be hard to read of her emotions, but she is really sweet and very, very cute. Literally, when she went into hibernation and started sleeping, I thought she was so cute, I literally wanted to hug her. Which is a bit hard because she's an anime person in a show. Tsuyu is, and when she started crying because her friends had gone and she hadn't gone with them, I wanted to punch everyone that made her sad, and I loved all the characters that made her sad. She is so sweet and just loves everyone. And she puts others before herself. When Toga came and attacked them, she made sure Uraraka got away before she did. Which didn't end up in her getting a cut tongue, but Ochako came back and made sure Tsuyu was okay. I also just love their friendship. Them two are definitely the best of friends. They call each other their first names, and Tsuyu also offered for Ochako to hold her hand when they were walking through the woods and Ochako was scared. Tsuyu also often stops Minetta's perviness, which makes me love her even more. She also tried to save Midoriya when the giant Nomu was attacking him. And she did the right thing in her internship. I'm glad she's gotten a lot of screen time, and to be honest, she's like one of those characters that isn't in the main 3, but it's like quite a prominent character, like she appears a lot. And she is part of Deku's friends. She is just an amazing character, and she is so cute, and I'm probably going to add 100 pictures to this bit just to show you how cute she is. But I just love her, and I actually drew her, like her face. I didn't manage to finish it, and I'm terrible at drawing, so that shows something. But yeah. And that was my list. Tell me how you rank each of them in the comments section down below. Please do just remember this is my opinion, and I respect all your opinion. Even if you love Mineta, I respect your opinion. I hate Mineta, but if you love him, that's up to you. But that's it for this video. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, guys.